What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Bisons franchise. Now, if you guys remember from last time, we ended up dropping an extremely winnable matchup against the Buccaneers 24-18. And if you guys don't remember, I certainly do, which is why I'm doing this just hours after we ended up losing that. All throughout stream, I felt extremely haunted by it, and now that I'm done with stream, I'm like, you know what? I need to get some redemption. And I honestly think that taking on the Colts, that might actually be the redemption that we need, because this is another extremely winnable matchup. And even though we haven't been great against teams that are not as good as us on paper, especially lately, I still think that we can take them on, because we're actually going to be on the road for this one in Indy. And I know that doesn't necessarily sound great, but we are usually better on the road, so I think this is going to be a pretty good matchup here. Now, they are 4-4, and they're an 81 overall, so again, on paper, we are better than them, but we just need to go out there and actually do our jobs this time. And obviously, that starts with our defense, because Anthony Richardson is having a really incredible season so far. And he's almost at 1,700 yards, and he's got 12 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. So our rookie secondary is going to have to really put up a really great performance here. And not just Anthony Richardson, but their rushing attack is pretty tough too, because they do still have Jonathan Taylor, who is getting the bulk of the workload, obviously out of the backfield. He's got 136 carries with 661 yards. The second most carries on the team is by Anthony Richardson, so again, they really do lean on Jonathan Taylor from a rushing attack standpoint. He does have 8 touchdowns as well, so we really have to worry about that and contain the run. Again, Anthony Richardson does get out as well, and he's got 2 touchdowns. And their backup running back is Danny Wilkinson, who is a rookie that they drafted this offseason. And he's only averaging 3.2, but he's got 2 touchdowns as well. So we're really going to have to contain Jonathan Taylor here. I think he's going to be the one that we're going to have to worry about the most. But again, Anthony Richardson, it's going to be kind of tough. Now, they have a pretty young receiving core here, as Josh Downs is leading them with 37 receptions for 482 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he is only a second-year player. They also have Alec Pierce with 271 and 4 touchdowns, and Michael Pittman Jr. with 2 touchdowns as well. Their tight end does get a couple too, but for the most part, it looks like he does look Josh Downs' direction. And their defense looks pretty scary too. They get some pretty good pressure, and they actually get to the quarterback pretty often too. Looks like Deshaun Green is leading them with 8 TFLs, and of course, DeForest Buckner has 7.5 sacks already this season. So depending on what we really want to do here, again, I think we're really going to lean on the run per usual, but if we do actually have to pass, we're really going to have to make sure that our line holds them down. Now, Kenny Moore is the one that we're really going to have to worry about in their secondary. He does have 4 interceptions, but of course, EJ Speed and Julius Brents have an interception as well. And it looks like only 1 forced fumble this season, so as long as we really hold on to the ball and actually secure it, I think we're going to be good from that perspective. So that brings us to strategy, and while I do believe that Jonathan Taylor is going to be a huge threat out of the backfield, we really do need to defend the deep pass. Obviously, like I said before, we do have rookies in the secondary, and we need to give them as much help as possible. And offensively, even though they want us to run to the inside, I feel like we've been so much better to the outside, so we'll go that way, and if we really need to adjust at halftime, we'll definitely do that. So the good news for this week is that Aaron Donald and Micah Parsons are both back this week, which is a really good thing. Downside, though, is that Nathan Gabriel, who was one of our early round draft picks, is out for the next 3 weeks with an abdominal tear. But being able to have 2 of our best defensive players back is a really big positive, because we definitely missed them, especially in that second half of the last game against the Bucs. But this time we are going to Indy, and we are taking on the 81 overall Indianapolis Colts, who are led by Deshaun Green, Jonathan Taylor, and Kenny Moore II. So let's get in Indy and let's see if we can get some redemption here in this Week 9 matchup. So let's see if our defense can put on a show here for everyone at Lucas Oil Stadium. And let's see if we can actually start off the right way. So we are defending the deep pass, but that's not to say that we're not going to be blitzing a few, as it looks like, oh, he's going to be going. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to keep a QB spy out there, because Richardson gets out for 9. And we knew he was going to be a bit of a problem. But again, our defense is essentially back to full strength, so I think we can actually do pretty well here. If we can actually do well against the option. And it is not looking like we are, because Richardson gets out again and has 36 for the game already. Well, I think I know what we're going to be adjusting our defense to at halftime already. But who knows? We'll see how the rest of this drive goes. Hey, no, you are not getting out of the pocket again, bro. Dang, man, he is just absolutely destroying us now. And why is he so good in this game? My goodness. Oh, RPO! But unfortunately, that didn't get picked off by Benford. But it is now 2nd and 10. And that turnover would have been extremely nice. But unfortunately, we don't get it there, and there we go. That's their first run of the game by Jonathan Taylor, and he gets 4. So let's get this stop right here. 3rd and 6. Let's stop him. Don't let him get out. There we go. Did he really catch that? Dude, Sims, what are you doing, man? You've been fantastic all season. But you let Pierce end up getting that reception, and that is the first score of the game. Yeah, no pressure right there. I thought he was there for it. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. There's the review. I was going to say, they need to check that out because not sure that second foot got in. It looked like the heel might have went down out of bounds. But did the entire, I guess, toe stay in before everything else went out? It's going to be right there. That's going to be the question. And I honestly think that might just stand. And it doesn't look like it was confirmed. Looked like it just stood. And to be fair, that is probably the right call as we go down 7-0. So let's see if our offense can start to pick it up here already. Oh, wow. No one really got blocked there, and Mayberry loses one. Well, not looking good so far, but maybe we can get some more yards on this one. Good block. Ooh, seals that guy. We end up juking back in, and we get a few more yards, and Mayberry gets up for 20. He has been just an absolute bright spot for this offense because, man, he is, well, losing one on that one, but for the most part, he's been doing fantastic. But despite that, we're going to the air on this one. Oh, let's hit Jefferson. He's going to be open. Let's go, buddy. What a catch. And he ends up getting there for 31 yards. Jefferson just gets ahead of his defender. And thankfully, that safety was blitzing, and we're able to get out there. Look at this. Just lofts it up a little bit. And just ahead of him. Yeah, no way he was going to keep up with him. And thankfully, he ends up getting out there, and we get the first down. So now that they have to respect our air attack, let's go back to the ground. Let's see if we can get a good first down here. Ooh, not quite, but we do get it up to a 2nd and 1. And that's the way that I know this offense can play, because they've been just great. Let's get it right up the middle. All we needed was a first down there. We only needed one, and we got a couple more. And since Mayberry's been doing so well, let's see if we can get him in the end zone here. Look at just that push by the line, but we just can't get up. So let's go back to something we haven't gone to in a couple games, and let's go for the crack toss over there. Let's see if we can get it. Unfortunately, we can't. They read that all the way, but we do get at least one more. But we really can't come away without a touchdown here, in all honesty. We really need this. There he is. Ernest Gary just wide open in the middle of the end zone. They went back into his zone, and unfortunately for them, that left the middle of the field wide open. And there we go. Nathan Gabriel's out, but Ernest Gary fills in quite well. And just wide open right there. What you gonna do? You can't leave him just wide open right in the middle. He didn't feel any pressure whatsoever. And thankfully, this is going to tie it up 7-7, and we're back in this game. Now, Richardson has been great so far. Oh, another RPO. They end up getting 7 on that one. Good decision making by him. I'm really excited to see if Richardson actually turns out to be this good in the NFL. You know, I know he's oh no, come on. Thank you. He ends up overthrowing him. I was going to be like, please don't let him get the step on you, Max. But again, he is a good player. I know he's had a couple of injuries, but I just wish he doesn't dice us up even more. Oh, they're going to go for the screen. But thankfully, we end up getting there, and we stop them for a 4th and 2. And thankfully, the first play of the second quarter is going to be us getting the ball back. So let's take this punt, and let's have our offense go right back to work. So despite the fact that our touchdown came on a passing play, we're going right back to the ground. Now, it looks like we got Montez Sweat this time, who ends up getting out there. Ooh, gets ahead of him. I thought he was going to try to truck him, but yeah, that wasn't necessarily the case. It looks like he just kind of got out of the way. And I'm certainly not upset about it. That got us a first down and a little bit more. Come on, get to the outside. Gets around him. Doesn't quite juke around him because for some reason he didn't juke, but he still gets a first down, and we're in their territory again. I feel like Hutchinson's going to be wide open. Let's see if we can actually find him here. Oh, no, that is going to be out. Thankfully, at least he lost it out of bounds. There was no safety over top, and I thought we could have actually gotten him. But that's okay. You know what? That brings us to a 2nd and 10. We're still in their territory. Let's see if we can actually get the first down here. Oh, we're actually going to run it with Frankie. Please slide, you son of a... That wasn't a slide, man. That was a dive. I don't know if he just dove and just released the ball as he was diving, but look at this right here. I don't even know what that... I should have let him just hit him. And now we give the ball right back to them. But thankfully, at least it is pretty deep in their territory. And I am literally just flabbergasted by that one. We might need to get a new QB in the offseason because that is super unacceptable as they end up getting a first down already. Let's see if we can get a little pressure this time. Let's kind of rattle Richardson a little bit. I'm hoping we can. Oh my goodness, he gets wide open in the middle there. Come on, guys. No way you let him get out there, and that's going to be Pierce getting, I don't know if he scored the first one. Yeah, I think he did. He ended up getting out there over Sims, and that's going to be his second of the game, and that horrible turnover by Frank ends up turning into points for the Colts. And man, it's like the Buccaneers all over again, and now we are back down by a score. And that means if we ever scramble with Frank again, that means we need to get out of bounds because there's no way. Oh, that's going to be a hold. And unfortunately, that is going to bring it back, and now we're going to have it 1st and 16. Oh boy, they're showing blitz. Let's see who we can actually hit here. We're going to hit Jefferson. There we go, and that's going to be a first down. Talk about getting all those yards back right there. And that's his second, too, for another big gain. That's why you rely on your tight ends there. But let's go back to the run. Let's see if we can get some good yards. Good vision by Mayberry, and we get another first down. If we keep passing well, we'll open up the run game even more. So let's see if we can get that. Gary's going to be open out there. Let's go. We get it up to the 17, and we are really pushing. You know, after the last game, we told Frank he really needed to pick it up in the air, and man, he is doing that today. Oh, Mayberry runs into his blocker, but still ends up picking up 8 there. Let's see who we can hit for a score right here. Maybe Gary's going to be open yet again. No, thankfully he did not grab that. That was a really bad idea. All right, we're being way too cute here. We just need to pick this up with our feet. Let's go. He gets out there. Way to go, Mayberry. And barrels ahead to the 1-yard line. Goal line defense versus goal line offense, but man, I trust ours more than anything here as we get it right up the middle. And there's Mayberry in there for his first score of the game. And that is going to bring us back into a tie. So we got 2.5 here. I really don't want to give him even just a field goal. I want to hold him completely right here. So let's get through. That's the way to do it. Sims coming in clutch and ends up picking off another one. Honestly, I think Sims is going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, because that is somewhere around like 6 interceptions on the season already. He has been fantastic. We didn't even pick him up in like that early of a round, but he has been absolutely lights out for us. Look at that right there. Picked. And he is gone. So not only do we get the ball back, but we have a chance for points before the half where we get the ball back again. So let's be smart with the ball. We don't want to score too quickly. Oh, nice try on cutting that back, but we only get 3. And after the 2-minute warning, I mean, we have 24 yards to go. I don't feel like we're in that much of a rush. We have all 3 timeouts, so let's kind of work the clock here a little bit. We'll end up getting that draw up the middle, and we end up getting a first down. Let's just let the clock keep running. Fresh set of downs. Let's see if we can kind of punch it in here. Let's go. Good blocks by the line. Uh-oh. Cuts it back up, and we now have it 2nd and 1 on the 7. So let's pick up the first down here, and let's be smart with our time. But you know what? If they want us to score, we'll take that. But we're just short by 1 yard, so I'm totally okay with that. Let's let the clock run. We have 4 downs to do it. So where have we seen this before? Goal line offense versus goal line defense. Let's punch this one in right here. Oh, come on, Mayberry. And actually, let's get it to the 20 or to 20 seconds, and let's call a timeout. As always, I trust Mayberry. Let's put it right up the middle right here. Come on. And unfortunately, we still don't get it. Let's call a timeout again. So I trust Gary or Jefferson here. We just got to see which one ends up getting open. None of them, because we end up getting sacked, and what should have been a touchdown is now going to end up becoming only a field goal as we bring it down to 3 seconds and call our final timeout. And while that sucks, you know what? I'll take a 3-point lead going into half where we get the ball back. We'll have a chance to potentially go up 10. And again, even though I wish we could have come away with a touchdown right there, at least we come away with some points. So as we go into the half, thankfully we ended up taking the lead. It is now 17-14. However, unfortunately, our offense couldn't score there at the end. So hopefully we can pick it up here and we'll figure this out. So coming out of half, in all honesty, running the outside has really been really good for us. He's been doing great, 9.6 yards per carry. I think we're going to continue to do that. However, as it pertains to our defensive focus, I honestly think we need to really contain the QB scramble. He's absolutely killing us on it. And even though they aren't doing it much, it's enough that it's really kind of becoming a problem. But thankfully our offense gets to come out first and has a potential to put us up by 10. So let's go back to the run game. Nice. Get up to the next level. Tries to juke around him. Let's go. That is a great first play of the half. So let's see what we can do with play action here. Let's see if we can get them to bite. There we go. What a great pass over to Hutchinson. And he gets out for his first reception of the day. And we are really starting to put it together as an offense, in all honesty. We're doing so much better than we did last year. But let's go. Gets to the outside. Mayberry is so good. 135 already for the game. We got one safety. We have 2 corner routes. Let's see who we can actually hit here. Let's get up there. Thankfully, he does not have the hands to actually catch that. Mosley, come on, man. That should have been an INT. And that's enough of a wake-up call to remember to really just go back to the run game. Oh, although they end up bottling that one up for only 2. 3rd and 8. Come on, let's just get a first down right here. No, that's the wrong button. That's the wrong button, and unfortunately, he ends up picking it off, and now they have it back at the 30. And that's what happens when you forget the game plan. But let's see if we can stop them here. We have a different focus here on our defense, so let's see if we can stop them. We stop him at the line, and Taylor only has 2 for 4. And don't get me wrong, I know Richardson has been doing great against us, but man, Taylor's your best back there. You need to rely on him a little bit more. Although the way we're bottling them up, I totally understand why now. So let's go, no back set. We know that they're going to be passing. There we go. Good stop right there. And we have it now 4th and 9. I think we're going to be getting that ball back. Max Houston making the play. Absolutely love it, man. I know these guys are rookies, but man, they were playing like they're seasoned veterans already. Oh, let's bring it back. Sims, you just got to get around the kicker. He does, but unfortunately gets taken down. That is a nice return right there. So after our interception, what do you say we go right back to the air, huh? Yeah, I'm just kidding. You really thought we were going to do that? Absolutely not. We only get 3 yards on that rush, though. Now, if we go back to the outside, I think we might be better off. We always find a way to seal that edge. Oh, but we couldn't get around him, but we do get 5, so we have it 3rd and manageable. So it looks like there's a little gap up the middle. Let's see if we can just pick up these 2 yards right here. Looks like we should. Did they give it to him? You bet they do, and he is getting close to 150 for the game. So if you have Mayberry on your fantasy team, you are doing pretty damn well right now. Let's get Gary on the out. He ends up picking that up for 7 yards. And really, I'm okay with just chewing a little bit of clock here, in all honesty. We got 3 yards to go and a couple downs to do it, so let's pick up a couple right here. Great block. Good spin off that, even though we ran into him. And we got a first down here. Now, unless we score on this play, I think this drive is going to take us into the 4th quarter. Ooh, unfortunately, that guy ends up shedding his block, and we only gained 5 yards on that. But since Mayberry is the absolute legend that he is, he's going to be getting the ball last in this quarter, and unfortunately gets stopped for no gain. And as the 3rd quarter comes to a close, no more scores. It is still 17-14. We are getting close to the end zone, but we really need to pick up this 3rd down. You know, it's crazy. You know what we haven't done yet this game? Is throw a screen pass. So let's go, Mayberry. Thankfully, we get that out. Just get up to the 1st down. What a pancake by Thuney. And we get up for a 1st down. So we may as well choose some clock, especially if we have the chance to go up by 2 scores here. We got to find a way to end up preventing them from getting the ball an additional 2 times. So let's go right here as we bring it down to about 6.5 minutes. And we get it up to a 3rd and 3. So even though we have man on the outside, I think we're still going to go for the draw here. We may as well because it seems to be working. And thankfully he falls forward enough to be able to get the 1st down. Way to go, Sweat. And we really can't forget what an absolute monster he was for us last season. Feel bad that we haven't been using him as much, but honestly, Mayberry has been really great for us too. Which is why we really rely on him on these goal-to-go situations, because he is going to get some good yards for us like that right there. And he plows his way into the end zone, and Mayberry with another fantastic run and his 2nd touchdown of the game, which puts us up potentially here by 10. What a fantastic dance, my dude. You legend. You deserve it. I love how he ran into that guy and was like, oh, excuse me. Like, didn't even get fazed by it at all. And there we go. We are now up by 10. So this is something you don't see extremely often, especially as you saw against the Bucks and the Cardinals. But we are up by 10 with only 4.5 left to go in this game. And that means while we need to be conservative, we also still need to be aggressive. We can't just give them free yards here. There we go, like that right there. Max Crosby gets out there and ends up sacking Richardson for a loss of 5. And that's what I meant right there. We can't let him be too comfortable in the pocket, or else he's really going to get those big gains on us like he did in that first half. Speaking of big gains, but there we go. We end up taking them out, but they still get the first down. And they're going into the hurry up here. 3.5 left. Oh, they're getting him out of the backfield. Keep him in bounds. There we go, Miles. This is not the defense I want to be stuck in all honesty. But come on, let's get through. Oh, no. Come on, let's stop him. And there we go, 3 minutes left. I'm going to have to audible out of this at some point here. These guys need a little bit of a break as well as he gets 4 yards. The good thing is they're not using their timeouts and the clock is a ticking still. Come on, let's get in. I know you guys are all tired. I'm sorry. Oh, man. And is now on the 13-yard line. Let's do it right here. 2.5 minutes left. We can't let them in the end zone. Oh, he was going to try to pick that one. And no, Micah goes down with a hamstring injury? Or some kind of leg injury, it looks like. Oh, and he is going to the locker room. That is not good for us. Obviously, it's never good to lose any of your players, but when it's one of your star players like that, man, that hurts even more. Ooh, they get the RPO, and there we go. Right to the outside, 3rd and 7. And that might bring us down to the 2-minute warning. But we got one more play, it looks like. Let's stop him. You can't let him in the end zone. Yo, that was right there for the pick, and he didn't get it. But it looks like they're going for the 3 now, just so they can try for the touchdown after the onside kick. And unfortunately, Mike is going to be out for the rest of the game as this becomes a touchback. So not only did we lose Micah Parsons to a quad strain, but we also lost Max Crosby to broken ribs. I don't know what's going on with the injury simulator here, but it is not looking good for us. And it is very possible that they do get the ball back here because they are really hell-bent on stopping the run. So if they're going to blitz, let's go for the screen here and let's see if we can get some yards. We get it out. Can we get some blocks? Brings it back in. And Mayberry gets the first down. And that might actually seal it here. So let's take the knee and let's see if we can actually run out the rest of this time. Hate the way that the game does this, but they're going to make us run one more play here. Obviously, they're going to blitz. We just can't fumble the ball. And thankfully, we end up getting 1 more yard back. And at this point, we can just take the knee and we can take this victory against the Colts in Indianapolis. Like I said before, we are definitely much better on the road for some reason. And thankfully, we pulled this win out of absolute thin air. Richardson was just absolutely gashing our defense. We didn't have any answer for him, but then after that, for some reason, we ended up kind of settling down a little bit, and our defense really kind of took over. Our offense did great too, and it seemed like they were kind of clicking. Frank threw a couple really bad passes, but that's kind of expected, not just for a rookie quarterback, but for a rookie quarterback of his caliber. But he actually kept up with Anthony Richardson. I mean, again, Richardson actually did pretty well. He was 12 for 17, 184 with 2 touchdowns and an interception. And Frankie, 8 for 12, 147, a touchdown and interception as well. That interception was really, really bad. But you know what? We're going to put that one out of our minds. Now, Christian Mayberry, another fantastic game. Upset that we gave him the ball 33 times because it probably shouldn't have been that much. But he still accumulated 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. Richardson was their leading rusher with 3 for 56, all on that first drive. Montez Sweat, 3 for 31. He was actually a pretty big part of this, too. Forbes, 3 for 9 and had that really bad fumble because for some reason he decided to let go of the ball when he dove and didn't slide for some reason. But either way, we held Jonathan Taylor to just 5 yards on 3 attempts, and honestly, that's probably our biggest achievement of the day. Now, in terms of receiving, man, Alec Pierce just absolutely ruined us. 4 receptions for 125 and 2 touchdowns. But then it just kind of got spread around to a couple other guys there. Jonathan Taylor with 3 yards. Otten with 26, their tight end. And then Michael Pittman Jr. with 2 for 30 as well. Thankfully, we kept the ball out of Downs' hands. And that was actually a really big accomplishment, too. But for us, kind of got spread around, too. I mean, Ernest Gary found him for that touchdown right across the middle there for the 1 yard. But he still ended up getting 2 other receptions for 35. And again, that 1 touchdown as well. Mayberry had 2 screens, 2 for 29. Tremaine Jefferson, though, man, he has been a really great safety valve for Frank Forbes. 2 for 57, a couple really big first downs, and then Hutchinson had 1 for 25 as well. Now defensively, Max Crosby really led the way with 4 tackles, 1 TFL and 1 sack. Unfortunately, he's got broken ribs now, and I don't know how long he's going to be out, and that's a little scary for me. Aside from that, though, no one else on the defense really got any pressure. No TFLs, no other sacks. 1 interception, thankfully, by Donovan Sims, and again, he has been absolutely lights out in the secondary. He's got a handful of interceptions and will potentially be in the running for Rookie of the Year because he is having a stellar rookie season here. But despite the lack of pressure, we still came away with a victory, and that is truly the most important thing. Now, like I said before, Max Crosby does have broken ribs and is going to be out for 5 weeks. I think that includes this week, so I think it'll be 4 weeks before we get him back, which means I don't know if we actually have our bye week before then, but it looks like we'll have him available probably around week 12, week 13. Now, I didn't see Micah Parsons on there, so that means that he is going to be back next week, and that is a big positive, but we are losing one of our best pass rushers too. But that brings us to week 10 against the Cleveland Browns. Now, they look like a much better team than what we just faced in the Colts. They are 4-5, but they're an 86 overall, and that 88 overall offense is a little scary. A little scary to see who they actually have at quarterback. I don't think they have Deshaun Watson. Hopefully they don't. But we'll definitely see when we get into the stats next week. Now, it looks like the Chargers were on their bye week, so they are still 6-2, which means they're still half a game ahead of us. The Chiefs ended up winning as well, so we are all kind of log-jammed up there at 6-3. The Raiders are down there at 4-5, but in all honesty, I think we actually have a chance of, if not winning the division, at least standing a chance at potentially having a wild card. Because again, as you see here, we're all log-jammed right there. The Chargers are 3rd best, we're 4th, and the Chiefs are at 5. And when you look at the entire AFC, I mean, don't get me wrong, yes, we have the 3rd best record. We wouldn't be the 3rd seed, obviously, because of how division leaders and division winners end up falling. However, we're still close there at the top, and that means that we're going to have a really good chance, despite the fact that there are a lot of teams at 5-4, to actually contend for a wild card spot this year. Something I didn't think that I was going to say. I thought we were probably going to be around like 7-10, maybe 8-9 if we were lucky. But man, we are definitely exceeding expectations, and we are sitting at 6-3. Now again, despite the fact that Cleveland is sitting at 4-5, we are coming back home to San Diego, and I still think this is going to be a pretty tough matchup. Again, we don't usually do great at home, but again, Cleveland is sitting at an 86 overall and underperforming, which means that we actually do have a chance. Again, we usually perform better against teams that have a higher overall for some bizarre reason, so potentially this could be a win against Cleveland. On paper, they are better than us, but the record says otherwise, and I'm really hoping that our line and Christian Mayberry can really go out there and show that we are a team to contend with this season. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week against the Browns.